To maintain patient safety, the pharmaceutical industry processes millions of adverse event reports every year. But this data volume is compounding, growing 20% annually. Look at the FDA's Adverse Event Reporting System, or FAERS. That single database alone now intakes over 2 million individual case safety reports each year. And this data rarely arrives neatly packaged. It pours in as unstructured text from diverse sources: scanned faxes, medical literature, electronic health records, and fragmented posts on patient forums and social media. Processing this influx is traditionally entirely linear and reliant on manual human labor. Safety scientists must read, extract, code, and evaluate every single report. Pushing an exponentially growing dataset through a fixed pipeline of human analysts is mathematically unsustainable. Delays in identifying critical safety signals become an inevitable, built-in feature of the traditional manual model. The friction occurs at 3 specific points. Case intake data entry is slow, mapping verbatim symptoms to medical dictionary terms is tedious, and manual causality assessments are highly subjective. These bottlenecks guarantee massive reporting backlogs and lead directly to severe burnout among pharmacovigilance professionals. To resolve this, the industry is shifting away from fragmented tools, adopting artificial intelligence as a centralized engine for the entire drug safety lifecycle. This architecture builds a proactive, real-time safety intelligence ecosystem, replacing the compliance-driven reporting tasks of the past. By letting AI handle the heavy lifting of extraction, coding, and routing, companies preserve human cognitive bandwidth for final medical validation and risk assessment. This flowchart illustrates the architecture of an AI-augmented pharmacovigilance system. We start at case intake and data extraction, where raw reports enter the pipeline. Here, natural language processing and optical character recognition translate diverse document formats into machine-readable text. The algorithm scans this unstructured data to automatically identify suspect products, adverse events, patient demographics, and seriousness indicators, without requiring a human to type a single keystroke. NLP neutralizes the unstructured data problem. What used to be a 30-minute manual data entry task becomes a near-instantaneous automated extraction. Once extracted, data moves down the pipeline to the processing phase, to be standardized for regulatory databases. Here, AI models execute intelligent term matching. They automatically map the patient's verbatim descriptions to standardized MedDraw ontologies, bypassing manual dictionary lookups entirely. Large language models then take all of these newly structured data fields and automatically generate high-quality case narratives for regulatory submission. Combining MedDraw auto-coding with generative narratives standardizes global safety reporting and cuts individual case processing cycle times by up to 50%. Next, the system enters the triage phase, evaluating the severity and validity of the processed case. Machine learning models instantly cluster duplicate reports and route high-priority, serious cases directly to medical reviewers, moving them to the front of the queue. To determine if a drug actually caused the adverse event, some regional centers now employ expert-defined Bayesian networks. These graphs calculate the mathematical probability of a drug event link by weighting variables like patient history, known drug profiles, and temporal relationships. These probabilistic models significantly reduce the subjective human bias that has historically plagued manual causality reviews. Algorithmic triage and Bayesian logic compress highly complex medical assessments from days of internal deliberation down to hours of targeted, objective review. Supporting this pipeline is a foundational layer, the intersection of AI algorithms and human oversight. Under FDA and EMA regulations, safety-critical decisions cannot be made by opaque black box models. To maintain GxP compliance, these systems must feature explainable AI. This creates an operational expert judgment loop. The AI highlights urgencies, extracts patterns, and drafts assessments. But human experts must review the logic and provide final confirmation for high-value cases. The ultimate purpose of this architecture is augmentation. It handles computational grunt work, freeing safety scientists to execute complex medical judgments and benefit-risk strategies. The final outputs of the pipeline focus on detecting broader safety trends across the patient population. Traditional disproportionality analysis relies on simple statistical thresholds, which often struggle to identify subtle or complex data relationships. Advanced machine learning algorithms bypass these limits by analyzing massive, multi-dimensional datasets to uncover hidden combinatorial drug event signals far earlier than legacy models can spot them. Replacing linear thresholds with continuous pattern recognition allows pharmaceutical companies to intervene and minimize risks well before widespread patient harm occurs. Modern AI engines ingest diverse real-world data far beyond standard adverse event reports, integrating global patient registries and wearable health sensors directly into the pipeline. They also integrate pharmacogenomics, linking safety data to specific genomic and phenotypic profiles to predict exactly which patient subpopulations are at the highest risk for specific reactions. Fusing electronic health records with genomic data creates a holistic, personalized safety surveillance web that far exceeds the predictive capabilities of clinical trial data alone. The operational stakes for adoption are clear. Implementations of AI in pharmacovigilance frequently demonstrate returns on investment of 200 to 400% within 12 months, driven by labor savings and severe error reduction. Major regulatory bodies are actively guiding this transition, requiring companies to rigorously document model validity, ensure transparency, and maintain human-centric design. Organizations that invest in these hybrid human-AI systems secure a competitive advantage in compliance and operational efficiency, ultimately delivering the highest standard of patient safety.